So the story about the firebombing has been written up on July 15th. Undercover officer key to arrests in RBC bombing. This put out by the Ottawa Citizen, the ones who apparently broke the story and even interviewed Roger. Was it Roger? No, they interviewed Claude. They interviewed Roger or Claude before they even knew. Before they even arrested these guys. Okay, so this article written by Gary Dimmock of the Ottawa Citizen on July 15th. Police investigating the May 18th firebombing of a Glebe bank used an undercover officer to infiltrate an Ottawa anarchist group and, with his help, were able to track the suspects and their getaway car within hours of the domestic terrorism plot. Why did it take 32 days to catch them then? The undercover officer had no knowledge of the firebombing, but had, after over 2 years of undercover work, won the friendship of the suspects. Okay, remember this, okay? All the people were saying that this guy was probably the one who filmed it, because we know it's not Claude. The group, now being named Fight for Freedom Coalition, Ottawa, targeted the Royal Bank of Canada because it was a sponsor of the Vancouver Olympics. That's FFFC. A joint task force probing the May firebombing leaned on an elite Ontario provincial police intelligence unit to set up surveillance within 3 hours of the explosion. The undercover officer's work provided Ottawa Police and RCMP with an insider's perspective on the group and helped them establish immediate surveillance, which led them to key evidence in the case. What, immediate surveillance 3 hours after the bombing? Leaned on an elite Ontario Provincial Intelligence Unit, Police Intelligence Unit, to set up surveillance within 3 hours of the explosion. Set up surveillance on those guys at their houses, I guess. The suspects allegedly used a laptop to upload and post their video of the firebombing online. Then, according to sources, one suspect wrapped the laptop in plastic and later buried it in the ground outside of Ottawa. One of the alleged suspects also buried a box of ammunition. The ammo was labeled .50 caliber, which is used by military snipers in war zones, but actually contained hundreds of rounds of a smaller caliber bullet commonly used in the AK-47 assault rifle. That's them dumbing it down like as if it matters. Just focus on the fact that he had bullets. Police cracked the case and made arrests 30 days after the firebombing. Not 32. Accused are Roger Clement, a retired public servant; Claude Herridge, 50. Roger Clement is 58, an engineer. Claude Herridge, an engineer. And Matthew Morgan, 32, a career protester who bragged to friends that being on welfare was revolutionary. What does that have to do with anything? This is an opinion piece again. Clement, whose last government job was with Canadian International Development Agency, is charged with arson causing damage, possession of incendiary material, mischief, and explosives with intent to cause property damage. Morgan Brown is also charged with arson causing damage, possession of incendiary material, use of explosives with intent to cause property damage, and mischief. Herridge, listen up, is charged with careless storage of ammunition, the cache police discovered, mischief, and failure to comply with an undertaking. He's not being charged with the arson. The RCMP continues to investigate the suspects to see if there is enough evidence to charge them with terrorism. This is because Greenspun is the only defense lawyer to ever take on any. Why is this guy covering all of these people? Do they really want, I want to know, does Roger really want Greenspun representing him? Gary Dimmick can be reached at 613-726-6869 or GDIMMOCK at thecitizen.canwest.com. I'll email him tomorrow.
It's getting blown way out of field. Like, is it uncontrollable force?
Problem, reaction, solution.